Ripple might be just days away from ending its years-long legal battle with the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. According to former SEC lawyer Marc Fagel, there's a real possibility that both Ripple and the SEC could drop their appeals before August 15th. That's right. This lawsuit, which has loomed over XRP for years, may finally be nearing its end. Fagel shared this view on X, formerly Twitter, where he said, "I believe that's the date for the parties to report on the status of their appeals. It doesn't mean it's a hard deadline by which they must file their dismissal papers, but I assume they will try to do so before then." Now let's break that down. August 15th isn't technically a deadline for a final decision or settlement. It's the date both parties, Ripple and the SEC, must submit a status report. In legal terms, this means telling the court where they currently stand in the process, especially regarding appeals. Earlier, this same date had stirred excitement across the XRP community, with many speculating that it would mark the day of a full settlement. But Fagel made it clear that August 15th is procedural, not final. Still, it's significant because if both sides do choose to drop their appeals before then, it could mean an informal end to the legal fight. So why is this happening now? Let's go back to some recent developments. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse had earlier announced that Ripple would be dismissing its own appeal. That led many to believe the company was preparing to close the chapter on the lawsuit and move forward. But according to Fagel, there's more to it than just an announcement. As he explains, there's no holdup in the process. Ripple has already paid the $125 million penalty in cash, which was ordered after the ruling. And the SEC? Well, they're just going through standard procedures. In Fagel's words, nobody is holding up the case. Not the judge, there is nothing for her to decide. Not the SEC, which has a standard procedure to follow and will dismiss the appeal once the vote is taken, a process that typically takes 1 to 2 months. In short, the judge, the SEC, and Ripple are all playing their parts, and things are moving forward, just not at the speed some people might hope for. The bigger picture here is that if both parties voluntarily dismiss their appeals, it could be the closest we've ever come to a full resolution. And once that happens, XRP could finally operate without the legal cloud that's been hanging over it since 2020. Now, what does this mean for XRP holders and the broader crypto market? It means clarity, something that investors and companies have been demanding for years. A settlement would likely validate parts of Judge Annalisa Torres' earlier ruling, which said that XRP sales on public exchanges didn't constitute securities transactions. That alone could pave the way for XRP to re-enter major U.S. exchanges, rebuild institutional partnerships, and attract developers to its growing DeFi ecosystem. And that DeFi angle matters. Ripple has been working hard to expand the use of the XRP ledger. With new developments like native lending platforms, AMM, automated market maker, support, and even integrations with networks like Flare and TeachRChain, XRP's utility is being taken more seriously. But none of that can truly thrive without regulatory certainty. And that's what makes the potential dismissal of appeals so important. To be clear, there's still no official filing of appeal dismissals as of now. But if Marc Fagel's insight holds, that might change very soon, possibly before the August 15th report. And that would be a turning point not just for Ripple, but for the future of crypto regulation in the United States. So keep your eyes on that date. The countdown has begun, and it looks like we're closer than ever to the end of one of the most watched legal battles in crypto history. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more updates on XRP, Ripple, and everything happening in the world of crypto regulation.